What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel and welcome back to our video. Today I'll be previewing Team Penske as we head into the 2025 NASCAR Cup Series season. So anyways, let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. The first driver we're talking about today from Team Penske is Joey Logano. Joey Logano will be back behind the wheel of the number 22 car in 2025. Now, Joey Logano had a very interesting season in 2024. Well, yes, he did pick up his third NASCAR Cup Series championship, tying the likes of Tony Stewart and Kel Yarborough on the all-time championship list. And he also picking up 4 wins in 2024. Joey Logano had a very inconsistent season. He had 7 top 5s in 13 top 10s and a 17.11 average finish. The worst average finish I believe he has had since joining Team Penske in 2013, and the worst statistical season outside of the wins since joining Team Penske in 2013. Now, going into 2025, Paul Wolfe is also going to be back as the crew chief. Paul Wolfe and Joey Logano have had a lot of success together. They've won all their championships together back in 2018, 2022, and 2024. Now, we all know historically Joey Logano is very strong in the even years, but not as strong as the odd years. So what are the expectations for Joey Logano going into 2025? Well, realistically, this is an odd year for Joey Logano. And I think Joey Logano, considering he actually had a really bad season outside the fact he won the championship and got 4 races, Joey Logano did not have a great season in 2024. And I don't think he's going to break the curse where he's really strong in the even years, but not great in the odd years. I think Logano is going to statistically have one of his worst seasons of his NASCAR Cup Series career. And I think there's a realistic chance and possibility that he may end up missing the playoffs altogether. The last time Joey Logano missed the playoffs altogether was back in 2017, where he actually got that win at Richmond, but that win was encumbered because they didn't have disqualifications at the time. So Joey Logano got to keep the win, but he was not able to get into the playoffs. I think there's a very realistic chance that Joey Logano is going to miss the playoffs altogether in 2025, but also could make it. I could see him still getting a win. I think realistically, he's still going to extend his win total. I just think there's going to be a lot of different guys going to victory lane, and with the chance of a format change, you're not going to probably have winning as the most important thing going forward. So I think Logano, I think he will show competitiveness at times. I think he's going to be very inconsistent throughout the year, and I think Logano very realistically could have one of the worst seasons of his NASCAR Cup career. Maybe I'm wrong and Joey Logano does have a great season, but like I said, realistically, I'm not expecting Joey Logano to go into 2025 being one of the favorites. A lot of times drivers have hangovers. The last time we saw a driver miss the playoffs after winning the championship was Brad Keselowski back in 2012 from 2013, where he missed it in 2013 after winning the championship in 2012. And then, of course, you had Tony Stewart miss it in 2006 after winning the championship in 2005. We'll see what happens with Joey Logano, but again, I don't think Logano will likely defend his championship. We'll see what Joey Logano can do in 2025. The second driver we're talking about today from Team Penske is Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney will be back behind the wheel of the number 12 car for 2025. Now, unlike Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney actually had a really strong season in 2025. He picked up 3 victories, those coming at Iowa, Pocono, and then, of course, at Martinsville in a pretty big walk-off win. Had 12 top 5s and 18 top 10s. He also made the championship 4, where he had arguably the fastest car in that race, but because of a bad late race restart, it took him out of a chance and opportunity to beat Joey Logano at the end of the day, because he had a very strong long-run car. Now, for 2025, once again, Jonathan Hassler is going to be back as the crew chief. And Jonathan Hassler, Ryan Blaney have had a really good working relationship, and I think these two are going to continue working very strongly and very well throughout the 2025 season. I think these two have a really good, strong connection. I think it's going to be a great year for these guys in 2025. So what are the expectations for Ryan Blaney going into 2025? A couple things. Number one, continue the winning streak. Ryan Blaney has won multiple races every single year. He's had 6 wins over the course of the last 2 years. The goal should be to win 2 to 3 races in this upcoming year. And the other big goal for Ryan Blaney going into 2025 is make the championship 4 once again. Ryan Blaney has made it the last 2 years, of course, won in 2023. Then, of course, in 2024, he made the Final Four, finishing in second. I think there's a very realistic chance and really strong opportunity for Ryan Blaney to once again make the championship 4 in 2025. And realistically, I think Ryan Blaney could actually be the favorite to win the championship right now. Do I think he's going to be the winningest driver in the NASCAR Cup Series this upcoming season? No, probably not. But I think Ryan Blaney in this number 12 team, because look at Team Penske, right? 2022, Logano won the title. 2023, Ryan Blaney won the title. 2024, Joe Logano won the title. If it continues to be a tradition where Phoenix is the championship race, Penske's always going to be the team to beat, and they've been the fastest team at this track over the course of the last couple of years and last couple of seasons. So if Ryan Blaney makes the championship, I think he's got a great chance to win his second title in the last 3 years. I think he will be very competitive throughout the 2025 season. I think Penske is going to bring their best stuff to make sure their equipment is up to snuff and up to par. I think it's going to be a pretty solid year for Ryan Blaney and that number 12 team this upcoming year. And I think Ryan Blaney definitely will be able to get a couple wins and couple victories as he continues to rise through the Cup Series and could be one of the winningest championship drivers, despite the fact he doesn't have even 20 wins at this point. Blaney's a guy, though, that I think has a really good chance to make it to the championship four once again in the 2025 NASCAR Cup Series season. And the final driver we're talking about today from Team Penske is Austin Cindric. Austin Cindric is back behind the wheel of the number 2 car for 2025. Now, Austin Cindric had a very interesting season in 2025. He picked up 1 win at Worldwide Technology Raceway, his second career NASCAR Cup Series win, and a last lap pass after Ryan Blaney ran out of gas and Christopher Bell had an engine failure near the end of the event. But outside of that, his season was extremely mediocre. He had 4 top 5s and 7 top 10s, but because he got that win at Worldwide Technology Raceway, it prompted himself to get into the playoffs for 2025. Now, going into 2025, once again for the upcoming season, Brian Wilson is going to be the crew chief. Austin Cindric and Brian Wilson historically have worked together extremely well. You look back 2020, where, of course, Austin Cindric won the championship, and then in 2021, where, of course, we saw Austin Cindric just lose out to the championship by about 10 or 11 one-thousandths of a second. Now, what are the ultimate goals for Austin Cindric? Number 1, go back to victory lane once again. Have back-to-back seasons where you go to victory lane. Number 2, we need to see improvement from Austin Cindric. He has been far behind his teammates over the course of the last 2 years. He had a really solid rookie season and was very close at times to Logano and Blaney throughout 2022. But 2023, he fell pretty far behind. In 2024, it felt like he even fell farther behind than he did in 2023. We need to see him being a lot closer to his teammates. I'm not expecting him to be on the same level as Ryan Blaney and Joe Logano. We shouldn't be expecting that. But really, Austin Cindric should 100% be contending for top 10s very consistently. He should have double-digit top 10s this upcoming year. He should get a win by the end of the year. That should be the ultimate goal for Austin Cindric going into 2025 and make the playoffs once again. I get the field is super competitive. He doesn't really have that strength of road courses like guys like Shane Van Gisbergen and Tyler Reddick, Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, even Kyle Busch do, or even Ross Chastain. But I think that Austin Cindric needs to be running a lot better than his teammates have shown him. I think he's got to do a lot better this upcoming season, because otherwise he could technically be a free agent at the end of the year. At the end of the day, the big thing for me I'm looking for is improvement from the number 2 team. If he can do that, he can run a lot better, he could keep his seat long term. Otherwise, in the long term, he won't be with Team Penske. I get his father is the president of Team Penske at the moment, but we've seen some changes when Penske hasn't been happy. So I need to see improvement from Austin going into 2025. If he could do that, I don't think Cindric will go anywhere anytime soon. I think he hopefully can have a good year, but we'll see what he does in 2025. So overall for Team Penske, this team has had not really a lot of changes going into 2025. And while sometimes changes are good, sometimes changes can be bad. And sometimes keeping things the same can also be a really, really good thing. So what are the expectations for Team Penske as a whole? Well, I think 2 to 3 drivers will likely go to victory lane. I think Ryan Blaney will be the driver of the year for Penske. I think he will get a couple wins and couple victories. As for Joe Logano, I think Logano will probably get 1 win in the year, but I think Logano will likely miss the playoffs. That's my prediction early. And then Austin Cindric. Austin Cindric, I think, will be very mediocre. I think he'll probably run about what he did in 2024. I really hope he can run great in 2025, but realistically, I think he's going to have a lot of work to do, and there are some drivers out there who would probably love to go to that seat, like a Josh Berry down the road, but I think Cindric needs to step up. Overall, I think it's going to be a very interesting year for Team Penske. We'll see what this organization can do in 2025. So, that is going to be it for the 2025 Team Penske preview. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Let's go below that and comment your thoughts below on today's episode. What are your expectations for Team Penske going into 2025? Let me know them in the comments below. If there's any major news that breaks later today, we'll discuss here live on the channel. If not, we'll have a NASCAR news video discussing news over the course of the last couple days. We'll talk about a Kyle Busch thing that's been coming up over the last couple of hours. We'll talk about potential championship rotation as well. Matt DiBenedetto, Carl Edwards, Kurt Busch, Haley Deegan, Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, Bubba Walls, Shane Van Gisbergen, all those people we'll probably talk about on the channel in the coming days, along with lawsuits and Junior Motorsports and Connor Zilic as well down the road in the future. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.